I bet Wayne LaPierre has an armory at his house. On top of that, I bet he's surrounded by security 24/7. And yet he wants to talk about how insecure he feels. What? Cleveland's first major championship in 52 years. First team to overcome a 3-1 finals deficit. LeBron James led both teams in points, assists, blocks, rebounds, and steals. Both teams. And has there ever been a tougher opponent? I mean, what this suggests is that after this incredible low from last year, the LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they didn't just win a championship. They won a championship in almost the most difficult way that you can do it. And secondly, they beat the best team in NBA history. The best team, regular season-wise, in NBA history. Against, a co-MVP of the regular season, the best shooting guard in the NBA, some would say the best power forward in the NBA, and they came back and did it away. They didn't win in Cleveland. They won in Oakland. I mean, this is big all around. And it's funny how incredible lows just can make the highs even higher. Like, this is going to be super high for him. Listen, for Cleveland fans, I'm happy for you. Again, my question is, what does that mean for the development of Cleveland? What does that mean for the jobs prospects for the people of Cleveland, where nearly half of the adults are unemployed? Have you driven through Cleveland? I mean, there's some parts of Cleveland that are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of good people. Again, my in-laws are there. A lot of good people there, right? But there's certain neighborhoods, it's just, I mean, it's like you can go 4 or 5 blocks, and it looks like the parts of Cincinnati used to look before they started to develop it. And you can go 4 or 5 blocks, and it's just shuttered building after shuttered building after shuttered building. And these aren't just like apartment buildings. These are buildings that you could tell they used to house like businesses. Block after block after block after block after block after block. I mean, damn it, it can be depressing. That's how much it is. Like, have you ever driven through a neighborhood that's just completely underdeveloped and there's people there? And you can tell they live there and have to try to get by there. And you just feel like, damn, I can't wait to drive through this neighborhood. I wish I could do something, right? It's like that. So is this championship, and what is this championship going to do for the family of Tamian Rice? I mean, are the Cleveland Cavaliers going to become champions for the rights of citizens against the abuse of law enforcement? Is this going to soften the heart of the police union up there in Cleveland that suggested to the mother of Tamir Rice that she spends some of the settlement, the grisly settlement, this blood money? She probably doesn't even want to spend it. She probably feels guilty spending any of it. This is blood money given to you because the city, someone who works for the city, made a mistake and killed your baby. And the police union chief says basically she should take some of that money to teach other black kids how to deal with firearms. Steve, so what does this really mean exactly? I would hope that this championship is somehow going to transform into political participation. Are people in Cleveland going to step out in record numbers and vote in the upcoming election? What does this all mean? Am I being too cynical? Should we just sit back and enjoy the ride? You tell me. You tell me. Carolyn writes, Nate, did you hear about the Amelia gun shop owner killed in an accidental shooting during the concealed and carry class? Rule number 1, handle any guns as if it is loaded at all times. I'll be honest with you, Carolyn. I did hear about that, and I'll be honest with you about something. I thought many times about doing the whole conceal and carry thing. And in my head, I thought, man, I'm going to be in a room full of people who are getting to know, who are learning how to use a firearm. And some of these folks might make some mistakes. I've thought that to myself. Grizzly, it's sad. Very, very sad. But what can you do? It's very, very sad. Trying to make that money. I agree with you. That's a very, very sad circumstance. I mean, what do you say to the family? Oops, my bad. I want to direct your attention to a very interesting story. It's on my Facebook page right now, and it's coming out of Philly. Shout out to Terrence for sending me the link. And it's about a man named Emmanuel Hernandez, and basically he's doing something different, okay? He says he represents the demographic targeted in the Black Guns Matter campaign. Have you ever heard about this, Black Guns Matter? Do I have your attention? We've heard about Black Lives Matter, but do Black Guns matter? And essentially, you know, there's a big effort in certain neighborhoods to do these buyback programs. And many times they happen in black neighborhoods. And I've heard people make this point before, like, wait a minute, why are we disarming ourselves? Why is it in the black neighborhoods they do gun buyback programs, but in other neighborhoods, hey, come get your gun? What's the difference? Well, this man in Philly's doing something different. They're trying to arm people in the hood, but they want you to do it responsibly. They want you to do it legally. And what they're saying is that there's this stigma surrounding black men who carry guns, as if you're automatically criminalized, which we know you are. Think about John Crawford in Beaver Creek at Walmart. And he's like, listen, no. What we're going to do is we're going to teach you to arm yourself legally, right? Get the proper credentials. I want you to check out the article and tell me what you think. Is this a good idea in your opinion? Also, Alabama County refuses to lower the flag to honor the Orlando victims because, you know, they were gay. Many of them were in a gay club. And there's some folks out there. These are religious folks who on some levels are thinking to themselves, well, hey, you get what you deserve. What kind of Jesus is that? But officials in an Alabama county have refused to lower the flags to have staff to honor the victims of the Orlando mass shooting. This is even after President Barack Obama and Alabama Governor Robert Bentley ordered the flags to be lowered. How patriotic is that? Citing the U.S. flag code, Baldwin County Commissioner, and something tells me he's probably a Republican. I could be wrong about this. But something tells me he's probably a Republican. So Baldwin County Commissioner Tucker Dorsey told CNN's Aaron Burnett on Out Front that he is certainly heartbroken in the face of tragedy, but that the code states that the flag should only be lowered for instances where there are the passing of individuals who have given significant distinguished service to our country. He added that the code states that the flag is to be lowered on Memorial Day and to commemorate the deaths of government officials. He said he didn't lower the flags after the Paris terrorist attacks in November or the shooting in San Bernardino, California. So they're not going to lower the flags for this situation. What do you think? I mean, if that's the code, what do you think? Or if the president tells you to do something, damn it, you do it. Stop disrespecting the black president. You tell me. Have you seen these? I'm getting your message now, Deanna. Okay. Hey, Deanna, I'll have to hook up with you after the show. She's having some issues connecting with us. I'm very sorry to hear that. Here's what a few people have already said about that particular story. James writes, that's Bama for you. What? Ronald writes, who really cares? You cannot go against the Father's law. Man should not lay with man. Come on, Ronald. What does that have to do with that? Dan writes, that's a judgment call for God, not you or anyone else. I'm quite sure you yourself is not free from sin, and you are not sinless. So as I pray for the victims of Florida, I will also pray for the change in your heart. No, I don't like the act, nor am I gay, but I love my neighbor. So as I pray that God continues to love me, I will also pray for you, my brother in Christ. That was Diane. And she was getting at Ronald. Anti-gay sentiments are not really, they're really frowned upon. I mean, think about it, folks. We've come a long way in 15 years. We've come a long way in 15, 20 years. We really have. Rhonda writes, I agree with him, especially if he was being consistent with everything else. No special privileges just because they was homosexual. I'm just saying. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to listen, I'm not going to hate you for your views, Rhonda. We can agree to disagree. Absolutely. And I don't have to be right. Ronald, the Father's law, also said I should not kill if you go there, if you want to go there. Absolutely. There's some people who are like refraining from showing any sympathy or empathy because the victims were homosexual. For me, it makes no difference. It was a tragedy. It was very tragic. Listen, thank you very much for listening. Live, local, and vocal, the Nathan Ivey Show. We have so much ahead of us. We got a great summer coming up, a lot of events. And I am updating my studio so we can take it to the next level. And I'm glad that we've been together through this process. Feeling good. Hey, do me a favor. And if you meet any Cavs haters today, tell them I said shut the hell up. Tell them Nathan Ivey said shut the hell up. Go Cavs. I'm predicting the Cavs will be back in the championship next year. And they might meet up again with the Golden State Warriors. Now, this is a rivalry. This is a rivalry. Brent writes, the issue wasn't homosexuality. The flag was lowered at half-staff for the victims of 9/11 as a result of a terrorist attack. Demi writes, I think we should honor people who have been killed in the act of terror. Should we? Oh, okay. What about the victims of urban terrorism? What goes down in the hood and whatnot? What about terrorism at the hand of a police officer? I mean, that's open to discussion. I'm glad you shared with that, Demi. I don't know. I have to think about that one. Hey, listen, folks, thank you very much. Today is Monday, June 20th, 2016. Make it a great day. And if the Cavs can win a championship, so can you. So can you. My name is Nathan Ivey. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Until then, take care of yourself, and I'm out.